It shows when a Missourian stands up to the powerful, when he fights to rebuild his state, to empower people, to secure our future. If you want to be told about manhood, some guy wrote a book about it. But if you want someone to show you courage, send Lucas Kunce to the Senate.
Republican Senator Josh Hawley has some very serious competition in Missouri's 2024 U.S. Senate race. Earlier this year, Democrat and United States Marine veteran Lucas Kunce announced his bid, and he's coming for Josh Hawley. Kunce says his main focus is to bring back power to the working class, and he has turned that mission into a fundraising machine. Kunce's campaign has already outraised Hawley's after bringing in more than $2.3 million since January. And joining me now to discuss his campaign and his platform is Missouri Democratic Senate candidate Lucas Kunce. Lucas, I always love spending time with you because you always deliver it straight. Your campaigns have always been very clear about what you're going to be able to do for the people of Missouri. And you launched your campaign with a blistering ad on the second anniversary of the January 6th attack on the Capitol, showing the infamous image of Josh Hawley raising his fist and calling him, quote, a coward. So how is your message of being an alternative to Josh Hawley currently resonating with prospective voters?
Well, I mean, it's slamming, right? Because what I want to do is I want to fundamentally change who has power in this country. I want to take it back for everyday Missourians, and that's what Missourians want here. I mean, you know, people like Josh Hawley have been taking money from the wrong people and making decisions for them rather than for the rest of us, literally stripping our communities for parts for their donors. And people are tired of that. They're tired of these like weird control freaks like him who want to control us in the bedroom, you know, in the doctor's office, in the workplace. I mean, he's got this book out called Manhood where he tries to tell you exactly how to be a man. It's all very weird and creepy. And what people want is what I want to do. I don't want to invest in our state. I want to make sure we have good jobs. And I want the everyday people who live here to have the ability to take care of themselves.
You know, Lucas, I want to focus on the idea of the fundraising, right? Because not only have you been bringing in the money, which means people believe in you, but you've made sure you haven't taken money from corporate PACs, right? You've been very careful about where you've been getting your money from. Why has that been such an important point of this particular campaign?
Well, I mean, it kind of goes back to what I was just saying. I mean, these guys, they take money from the wrong people, and then they use that money, they use their donors' advice to just literally strip our communities for parts. I can see that in the neighborhood I grew up in, where like the first house I lived in is now an empty lot. You know, the one I joined the Marine Corps out of has got no windows in it. The corner store is boarded up. And so for me, what I want to make sure is that the only people I ever owe are the people who took care of my family when we went bankrupt when I was little, right? These are the people in our neighborhood who had no more money than us, who passed the plate down at their churches, who brought like more tuna casserole by the house than we could ever eat and took care of us. And so I don't take money from corporate PACs, but I also don't take money from federal lobbyists, no fossil fuel executives, no big pharma executives. I don't want to take money from these people who have been damaging our communities. And, you know, we've still been able to raise record money. I mean, with an average donation of $33, we've raised more than anyone in Missouri history at this point. And so it's super exciting for us because it's what people want and it's the message that's going to win.
Lucas, you served our country honorably. You've also made sure that you didn't just talk the talk. You're going to walk the walk. You want to return, do more public service by serving in the United States Senate. Josh Hawley, on the other hand, he likes to run away from when there's trouble. Not only does he foment it, but then he dashes off like a coward. But this toxic masculinity thing that Josh Hawley seems to be specializing in, he's trying to write a book. By the way, it didn't escape my notice. There was that 1 star on the review, just 1 star on that review, probably written by Josh Hawley. Why don't you explain for our viewers right now what you think is being a man? I mean, I don't want to say that this campaign against Josh Hawley has devolved into that, but I do feel like this emphasis on him being a coward and what masculinity is defined as has kind of become a little bit of a conversation point, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it's taking care of your community and doing the right thing when nobody's looking. It's something I learned from veterans growing up. It's the reason I joined the Marine Corps is, you know, a guy who was a Marine Corps veteran from Vietnam brought us a dishwasher when he renovated his house, and we didn't have a dishwasher in our house because he wanted to take care of us. Like, he wasn't getting any credit for that. Nobody was looking. In fact, it was probably a headache for him to pull that out of his kitchen and bring it by on a Saturday afternoon. But he did it because he cared about other people. And when you got people like Josh Hawley, I mean, this is why we've devolved into this situation. who literally only care about power for themselves. I mean, you brought up January 6th, right? Like, when he thinks it's going to get him some power, he's out there raising his fist, stoking up a crowd, trying to be a tough guy. And then the second things get real, he's skittering out the back door and running away, right? Like, this is what we're dealing with. He's trying to make masculinity a thing for whatever reason. And again, it comes off as weird and creepy. And so for me, I just want to talk about the people I grew up around, the people who I saw take care of their communities, because those are the people we have all across the state of Missouri who want to invest in and take care of their communities, and who he's not doing that for. He's just telling us what to do, right? He's not investing in us. He's not taking care of us. He's not making it so we can make the decisions to make our lives better. It's all about control and power for this guy. And I'm telling you, Missourians are tired of being controlled, and they want to have some power back.